What do you make of the statement? I woke up today to the headline that Trump had called for a firing squad for Liz Cheney. Right. And this is what I really don't like about the media. No, he didn't.
He did not.
You don't have to move me to not like Donald Trump.
That's political commentator and man choosing to take the blue pill after seeing The Matrix, Bill Maher, slamming establishment media for deceptively editing Trump's comments about Liz Cheney to push another BS hoax before the election. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and you know things are bad when even Bill Maher is seeing through the political bias on establishment media. I mean, after all, this was the guy who just months ago admitted that he thought Joe Scarborough was a reliable source of news and genuinely seemed baffled as to why MSNBC chose not to air him following the first attack on Trump.
He says
more
so
than
many things. Why do you have to do that?
And by the way, if Pete don't realize it, well, here's what he said. He's criticizing her for being a war hawk. Yeah. I mean, she is Dick Cheney's daughter. He said, she's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay. Let's see how she feels about it. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, we'll send tens of thousands of troops right into the mouth of the enemy. Now, of course, he expresses himself horribly. He has to add, she's a stupid person because he's a moron.
Well, Trump knows what it's really like from Vietnam.
Okay. But, just to be clear, this is exactly what hippies always said. This is exactly what peaceniks always said. This is Fortunate Son, the song. It's like, you know what? It's very easy to sit in your building and send young men to die. Apropos of Ukraine.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, that war doesn't look like it's going in the right direction.
Not at all, no.
But just so, you know, just don't lie to me. I don't like Donald Trump. Don't lie to me and tell me he wants in front of a firing squad. He was saying something that, by the way, if it came out of the mouth, some of it, not the stupid part, again, sounds like what hippies used to say about
Bill,
not sending people to, yes.
I agree with you on the lying. I mean, that is ridiculous and absurd and counterproductive.
You know, the thing that always gets me about these Bill Maher types is that they'll occasionally see something like this and realize that the people they thought were objective journalists are really political hacks who sold their credibility a long time ago and have repeatedly proven that they're more than happy to push propaganda to further their narrative. Yet it never dawns on these types to question anything else coming from these sources. I mean, for crying out loud, Bill's still pushing Russiagate stuff and is completely sold on every J6 story he's ever heard from liberal news. The only reason this remotely registered with Maher in the first place is because him and Trump aren't war hawks. Everything else he conveniently overlooks because it aligns with his political agenda. I mean, his beef with Trump clearly seems personal, and I'm not saying that if he cut through all the establishment news BS, he'd suddenly love the guy, but it would certainly help him to see a bit more clearly on things, which is kind of important when your job for the last 30 years has been discussing news and politics. But let me know what you think. Is Bill Maher pushing back on this a sign that more people are waking up, or a sign that media propaganda is reaching new lows? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.